Yeah. Yeah. I say to the ancestors, dear Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, I just wanted to thank you for all the lessons you left us. So yes, I'm more than grateful. I read the ISIS papers when I was locked in them cages. It helped me through that time they gave me when I was a baby boy. I'm a man now. I understand now. Since you deciphered the symbols, I see they plan now. It's penis envy at the root of it all. The gun as a phallic symbol. I'm glad you had the balls to tell it. When you debated the scholars like Dr. William Shockley, you kept a godly composure in the face of these Nazis. These are valuable lessons. Still wish we had your presence. But would I trade to chop it up with you over some breakfast? When you went back to the essence, they sent the weak professors to throw dirt on your legacy. Yeah, they disrespected the Yvette Carnells and Mark Lamont Hells. How could they stand in front of a mirror and face themselves? Professional white ass kissers fulfilling that scripture from the book of John Henry Clark. I just laugh at you niggas. I know you chilling with Dr. Ben and Asa Hilliard. Van Sertima, Andy Diop, Chancellor Williams. Shout out to Dr. Sabi. Shout out to Delbert Blair. Laila Africa, Amos Wilson. We well prepared to walk in these giant footsteps that you left us. We give thanks and hope that these ancestors protect us. These are the keys to the color confrontation. Read it in weak motherfuckers. We know the basis of all your evil is genetic annihilation. That's why we gotta love ourselves more than we hate them. These are the keys to the color confrontation. Read it in weak motherfuckers. We know the basis of all your evil is genetic annihilation. That's why we gotta love ourselves more than we hate them.
If we do not understand that a war is going on of immense proportion, if we think it's fun and games, if we think we can proceed as business as usual, my answer is that we are not oriented and that it is a case of serious mental illness, meaning not able to face reality.
Hello, everyone. I need a few minutes because, just like always, Twitter is tweaking. So I'm trying to bring Sincere up, and we're having some technical difficulties. So I'm going to play the music again because it sounds that good. So be right back.
Yeah. Yeah. I say to the ancestors, dear Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, I just wanted to thank you for all the lessons you left us. So yes, I'm more than grateful. I read the ISIS papers when I was locked in them cages. It helped me through that time they gave me when I was a baby boy. I'm a man now. I understand now. Since you deciphered the symbols, I see they plan now. It's penis envy at the root of it all. The gun as a phallic symbol. I'm glad you had the balls to tell it. When you debated the scholars like Dr. William Shockley, you kept a godly composure in the face of these Nazis. These are valuable lessons. Still wish we had your presence. But would I trade to chop it up with you over some breakfast? When you went back to the essence, they sent the weak professors to throw dirt on your legacy. Yeah, they disrespected the Yvette Carnells and Mark Lamont Hells. How could they stand in front of a mirror and face themselves? Professional white ass kissers fulfilling that scripture from the book of John Henry Clark. I just laugh at you niggas. I know you chilling with Dr. Ben and Asa Hilliard. Van Sertima, Andy Diop, Chancellor Williams. Shout out to Dr. Sabi. Shout out to Delbert Blair. Laila Africa, Amos Wilson. We well prepared to walk in these giant footsteps that you left us. We give thanks and hope that these ancestors protect us. These are the keys to the color confrontation. Read it in weak motherfuckers. We know the basis of all your evil is genetic annihilation. That's why we gotta love ourselves more than we hate them. These are the keys to the color confrontation. Read it in weak motherfuckers. We know the basis of all your evil is genetic annihilation. That's why we gotta love ourselves more than we hate them.
If we do not understand that a war is going on of immense proportion, if we think it's fun and games, if we think we can proceed as business as usual, my answer is that we are not oriented and that it is a case of serious mental illness, meaning not able to face reality.
Peace, 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 everybody. So, Nikki, I'm here as a speaker, but it won't allow me to accept the invite as a co-host for whatever reason.
Okay, can you tell me what's happening?
The request is coming through. When I click on it, um, it shows me like half of the page. It won't let me scroll down
Oh, so it's
to
your.
click the button to accept
It
it.
looks like from the back channel you sent me. It looks like you've got your settings for, like, you've got everything set up, or you can see your computer screen, like
I'm on the phone.
your phone. Your excuse me, your phone screen larger. You have everything. You have the display set up larger. All I can think for you to do is keep trying to press that button on the bottom, or you'll have to change the settings on your phone. That's all I can think right now.
Send it one more time and see what happens. Bear with us for 1 minute, family. We're gonna be right with y'all. It says I've been removed as a co-host.
So you were already okay. It Give it time. It's ironing itself out. It looks like it's fixing itself. It's just moving slower. Let me make sure, because yeah, I just want to make sure. Let me let Raheem up. Yeah, I see that you're. Yeah, someone just told me to tell you to uninstall Twitter and reinstall, but to me that doesn't. It looks like it's your phone from the screenshot that you just sent.
I'm gonna give that a shot real quick, and I'll be right back.
Hello, Raheem. How are you?
I am great. I'm blessed and ready to receive.
Okay, we'll be there in just a minute.
All right.
Imagine preparing for a space and then the Twitter is acting up. Imagine that. So this is a call to action because Dr. Cress Welsing, she spoke out against white supremacy, and she wrote about it as well. And in return, Howard University fired her. So today, our goal is to write letters and put the word out that Howard University needs to apologize to her via her family. So, since we are having some technical difficulties, I'm just going to ask everyone to be patient and not leave. I'm going to be right back. I'll just play the music again. I'll be right back.
Wanted to thank you for all the lessons you left us. So yes, I'm more than grateful. I read the ISIS papers when I was locked in them cages. It helped me through that time they gave me when I was a baby boy. I'm a man now. I understand now. Since you deciphered the symbols, I see they plan now. It's penis envy at the root of it all. The gun as a phallic symbol. I'm glad you had the balls to tell it. When you debated the scholars like Dr. William Shockley, you kept a godly composure in the face of these Nazis. These are valuable lessons. Still wish we had your presence. But would I trade to chop it up with you over some breakfast? When you went back to the essence, they sent their weak professors to throw dirt on your legacy. Yeah, they disrespected the Yvette Carnells and Mark Lamont Hells. How could they stand in front of a mirror and face themselves? Professional white ass kissers fulfilling that scripture from the book of John Henry Clark. I just laugh at you niggas. I know you chilling with Dr. Ben and Asa Hilliard. Van Sertima, Auntie Diop, Chancellor Williams. Shout out to Dr. Sabi. Shout out to Delbert Blair, Laila Africa, Amos Wilson. We will.
Okay, Sincere, are you there? Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we're just going to get started because it's saying that I reached my limit to invite somebody to co-host. So let's just go.
All
We're
right.
just going to get started.
All right, we should be fine. It should be fine as long as
So I'll just make sure that the room is managed right here. Thanks.
I appreciate that. And off top, I want to thank you first of all for setting this up and helping me organize this thing. And thank you to everybody who is here. Please share this out, tweet this out. Let everybody know that the room is live right now. And y'all bear with me a little bit, man. This is my first time hosting a space, So again, thank you, Nikki the God. Definitely appreciate you helping me out with this. But so just to get this thing started real quick, man. As you guys know, we are here basically on an OG call from Dr. Ma'at. She may be pulling up to the room soon. She wasn't on Twitter prior, but on her broadcast a few days ago, she did a broadcast talking about Dr. Frances Cress Welsing and discussing her work and the relevance to a lot of what we are seeing today. And during that broadcast, she brought up the fact that Howard University owes our ancestor an apology for firing her back in 1975 after she published the Cress Theory. Because what we are seeing today and what we have been seeing for decades, obviously, but the evidence that we see today is so glaring that everything that she wrote and everything that she predicted is undeniable at this point. And so Howard University, being a historically Black college, supposed to be a staple within Black society, they should be ashamed of themselves for not honoring our ancestor properly. And for what happened back then, they should repent and they should apologize publicly. And so I wanted to call this room together to galvanize the family to get behind the I call it an OG call, but the call of action that our sister Dr. Ma'at put out there. And for those of you that's not familiar with Dr. Ma'at, you may have seen her in the Buck Breaking movie. I know she's going to be in Tariq's new movie, the American Maroon film. She's a scholar. I forgot which university that she's at right now, but she's located down there in Baltimore. She's on YouTube. She does a great broadcast on her YouTube channel where she brings on a lot of people who we all consider to be master teachers of today. She's interviewed many of them, many people that I've never even heard of. Different scholars from all different areas of different specialties. You know what I'm saying? As far as pertaining to Black empowerment, Black history, and all of that good stuff, right? So make sure you guys who are not familiar with Dr. Ma'at, please check her out. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel. I'm not really doing her too much justice right now with telling y'all about who she is, but hopefully she pulls up to the room and she can explain who she is herself in her own words.
She's in the room right now, God.
She's here right now. Nikki, if you could bring Dr. Ma'at up as a speaker, that would be great. Appreciate that, brother Raheem Shabazz.
I don't know if I could do it, but I'll try. Let me see. All right.
I just sent her an invite, and I sent you an invite to co-host, Raheem.
Okay. All right. So I got the invite to co-host.
All right, cool.
And then request one.
So Dr. Ma'at, you should see something flash across your screen saying you're being invited to speak. If you just click on that and accept the invite, then it will give you a microphone and you will be allowed to speak. I know this is your first time. I don't know if this is your very first time in the Twitter space, but I know that you haven't been on here like that. So
she just recreated the account today or yesterday. So
right. That's what I was about to explain. Yeah, our sister wasn't even on Twitter, but when she did the program on her channel and she put out the call to action, you know what I'm saying? I felt compelled to signal boost that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I know
for some reason it said that she can't
be
invited.
She's here. She's here.
No, I'm talking about she can't be invited to speak.
She's up. It says she's a speaker now.
She's up? Oh, okay. Oh, that's probably
it says she's a speaker now. So Dr. Ma'at, if you unmute yourself, just click on the microphone on the left bottom corner and you can unmute yourself.
All right. Peace to everyone under the sound of my raspy voice. I've been teaching literally all week. And today my voice just, oh my goodness, of all days, it just went out. So I was teaching this afternoon, and when I'm teaching, I have to project my voice because there isn't a microphone. And so this afternoon, I lost my voice, but I said that I was going to be here. So I wanted to make sure that I was here. So peace and blessings to everyone under the sound of my voice. Peace and blessings to sincere love to God. Peace and blessings to you, Sister Nikki. Peace and blessings
Peace and blessings.
to my brother, Raheem Shabazz. Peace and blessings to you all. As sincere love to God articulated, um, I am a doctor. I teach at Morgan State University. In addition to teaching there, I run a lot of programs out of Baltimore, a lot of African-centered programs that teach STEM from an African-centered perspective. In addition to doing that, I also have a podcast on YouTube where the whole objective of the podcast is to elevate the voices of our master teachers, because on YouTube, it's a lot of garbage out there, and it's a lot of so-called teachers out there that are misleading our people. In fact, there was a clip of me talking about who is qualified to teach our people. And a lot of people got mad with me for saying that in order to be certified, you must be verified by someone who is qualified, right? And so I got attacked for saying that. But what I noticed in the digital world, or in this social media space, a lot of our people are being fed misinformation and disinformation, right? By people who really aren't qualified to teach on the subject matter that they teach. And so what my platform does is, or the goal of my platform is to elevate the voices of our master teachers. So I bring on people like Professor James Small, Dr. Kaba Kambane, Baba Nwalimu Baruti, Mama Ya Baruti. So the elders, and elevate their voices in this social media space, which is chaotic, and so I do that. I'm trying to think, what else do I do? Oh, I also have a company called Ed Anime Productions, where we create educational content for our babies. And so I have a series called Meltrek. I'm not sure if any of you heard of Meltrek, but it's a hip hop animated series that teaches children our history, our culture, and our accomplishments through our lenses. And so if you just go to YouTube and type in Meltrek, Meltrek, you'll see trailers of that animated series. And so anyway, a few months ago, I did a matter of fact, in March, I conducted an interview with Mama Lauren Cress Welsing, the sister of Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. And I said Lauren Cress Welsing. No, it's Lauren Cress Love. So my apologies. Her sister's name is Lauren Cress Love, and she is the sister of Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. And so during that interview, she talked about how her sister, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, was fired from Howard University in 1975 because of her views on racism, which has now been vindicated. So anybody who has read the ISIS papers, and if you are paying attention to what is happening right now, you'll know that our ancestor, everything she wrote in that book was right and exact. And not only after Dr. Francis Cress Welsing was fired from Howard University, I learned from people who were actually studying from her, studying under her. When after she got fired, she used to hold classes on the Howard University campus for years, classes and workshops. So even though they fired her, she still held classes and workshops on that campus for years. And so they owe her an apology. They owe her actually more than apology. So apology is just the first step.
I
I'm
agree.
sorry.
Yeah,
Can you
that I
hear me? That
definitely
went out.
agree.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
we
yeah,
hear you.
somebody was calling in my phone. So an apology is the first step. So we want the president, not even we're demanding for the president to I want a verbal apology from the president to Miss Lauren Cress Welsing and Lauren Cress Love. I want a verbal apology to her and then an apology published on howard.edu. That's the first step. Then after that, we demand that there's a class established at Howard University that teaches the ISIS papers. And hell, if we can get a damn building named in her honor, then we'll go after that too. But they have to apologize to the family. And Miss Lauren Cress Love is the last living member of the Cress family. After her, there isn't anymore. And so when I emailed the president, I said to him, I said, look, a lot of our ancestors died without justice. Don't let this happen to Lauren Cress Love. Like right now, Howard has a chance to right a wrong, right? Help us do that. Apologize to the family. After you apologize, now let's establish a course, develop a curriculum and establish a course where students are learning the ISIS paper, where that's mandatory reading at Howard University. And then let's go after a building in her honor. And so they owe Dr. Frances Cress Welsing a public apology because her views on racism have now been vindicated. And so we walk around here and we call Howard University the premier HBCU, right? So everybody want to go to Howard. I don't know if you all watch the Black Embarrassment Television Awards. 2 weeks ago, the BET Awards, I call it the Black Embarrassment Television Awards. But if you watch that, they were pumping up Howard. Taraji, she's there. Oh, yeah, Howard, HU, they doing all that crap, right? Well, the premier HBCU, right? This is supposed to be the premier Black university, right? You owe Dr. Frances Cress Welsing an apology, and you have the opportunity to right a wrong. And I appreciate Sincere Love to God saying, Doc, you know what? Let's get a hashtag started. Let's get this on Twitter and let's put the pressure on them on Twitter. Because I'm not on Twitter. I only open up an account to come into this space to have this dialogue today. But I appreciate Sincere Love to God and Sister Nikki for saying, look, let's carry this conversation onto Twitter and get the word out that Howard University must apologize to Dr. Frances Cress Welsing family. And let me share something personal with you all. We don't have long. Dr. Lauren Cress Love, I've been reaching out to her, couldn't get a hold of her. And I found out that she took a fall. And so I'm not sure if she's in a nursing home. I don't know exactly where she is. I'm trying to find that out. But I know that she is no longer at her residence. So this woman is 88 years old. So time is of the essence. And so we need to keep putting the pressure on Howard and demand that they apologize now. And that's I'll go ahead and mute my mic.
Thank you, Dr. Ma'at, for taking the time to be here and to articulate that for us all and to just bring your energy to the table. You know what I'm saying? Because this is very important. You know what I'm saying? The minute that I heard you say it, I said, yeah, this is something that I need to get behind. This is something that needs to be done. This is something that the family needs to get behind. So I just wanted to do whatever I could to utilize my platform to, like I said, signal boost this message and get the family on code. So what we want to do, we want to share the information with you all to contact Howard University. Again, Nikki, if you could put some of that, I don't know how to work the Jumbotron and all of that, but if you could put the contact information in the Jumbotron for Howard University. And Dr. Ma'at, what I want to ask you is, particularly for people who may not be comfortable making the call or don't know what to say, some main bullet points that people can write down real quick or to keep in mind. This is recorded, and I will repost it on my YouTube channel as well. But just some some main key bullet points that people can say when they write or when they call up to Howard.
Good question, Sincere. Good question, brother. What I did was, of course, I started with the greeting and, greetings, Mr. President. I think I called him Mr. President. And so within the body of the email, I first mentioned who Dr. Frances Cress Welsing is, right? And because I say is, because when we speak of our ancestors, we say that our ancestors are omnipresent, so they're still here. So we don't say was, but I spoke about who she is, right? And so basically, you know, she was an African-centered psychiatrist who at one point taught at Howard University. She published a paper, the Cress, I think it's the keys, the Cress keys to the confrontation. I forgot, I'm probably butchering the article, but she wrote an article. And after she released the article, she was fired in 1975 as a result of that. So in the body of the email, you definitely want to mention who Dr. Frances Cress Welsing is, why she was fired, and then what do you want, right? We want to right or wrong, okay? Her views on racism have been vindicated time and time again. You want to include that in there, right? Her views have been vindicated at this point, right? And so what do we want? Well, now we want you to apologize. We want a verbal apology to her sister, who is the last living member of her immediate family. And we also want a public apology published on howard.edu. So I think that in the body of the email, 1, you talk about who she is, right? 2, you talk about why she was fired. 3, you bring home that her views have been vindicated, if anyone's been paying attention. And 4, what do we want? We want an apology. Not even we demand an apology. You know, I saw some emails that went out. People weren't as nice as me. You know, some folks started calling them black bourgeois and all that stuff. I mean, they went all the way in. Mine was kind of just straightforward. You know, look, Mr. President, there was, you know, a person by the name of Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. She worked for your university during such and such period of time. She's African-centered psychiatrist who did X, Y, and Z. She was fired in 1975 because of her views on racism, which have now been vindicated as, you know, within the last 10, 20 years, right? Her ideas have been vindicated. I'm asking for an apology. I'm demanding that you all apologize. So I think those 4 or 5 bullet points should be in the body of the email.
Got you. Thank you for that. And I'm gonna read to you guys something what I typed up. You know, for people, I'm gonna turn it into a PDF, and I can share it with anybody who would like to just copy and paste it and customize it and make it their own. If you just don't know what to say, or you know you're not comfortable, whatever the case may be. And I think I'm gonna even tailor it a little more after hearing Dr. Maya speak and some of the things that she just said. But I typed this up last night just for some of the family who may not know what to say. And so, again, if you want to get a copy of this, I can send you a PDF. You can just hit me up in the DM or whatever, and I'll send you a PDF for it. But I said to the office of Wayne A.I.Frederick, he's the president of Howard University. As Black people living in America in 2022, every day it is becoming more and more evident that after more than 4 centuries, we are still dominated by a system of white supremacy in all areas of activity. Whether we look at the benign neglect policies carried out towards foundational Black Americans in the political arena, the extrajudicial killings carried out by race soldiers working in law enforcement, as well as white vigilantes, the miseducation, the medical malpractice, and mass incarceration of our people is unrelenting. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, a graduate of Howard University School of Medicine, wrote about and accurately predicted everything that we are seeing happening in society today as it pertains to racism, white supremacy in her essay entitled The Cress Theory Color Confrontation back in 1969. Once her paper was finally published in 1974, she began having troubles with the administration at Howard University, such as being denied tenure due to her views, and was ultimately fired without any substantial reason other than the dean being afraid of her stance against white supremacy. We see now that Dr. Welsing was right and exact about everything that she wrote in the Cress Theory, and we, the people of the Black grassroots, feel that she and her family are owed an official public apology by Howard University. As a historically Black institution, you should be honored to issue such an apology and exalt the name and legacy of our great warrior scholar for not only her brilliance, but her bravery to speak truth to power during that time. We expect you to take action in a timely fashion as we are prepared to use our organizational skill and ability to bring shame to the name of Howard University and potentially affect future enrollment in a very significant way. And by the way, family, the hashtags that we are using is shame on HU with the bison, shame on HU with the bison emoji. The bison is their mascot at the school there, and I was looking. I've been trying to come up with a catchy hashtag for this for the last couple of days. Ever since Dr. Ma'ab brought it up, I've been brainstorming with people behind the scenes trying to come up with these hashtags. And I was looking at some of the popular hashtags that are used by some of the HU alumni, and they always use that bison emoji next to their hashtags. Shame on Howard HU. Oh, shame on Howard U. I'm sorry, shame on Howard U with the bison, and hashtag the Cress apology. Kind of a play on the Cress theory. So shame on Howard U with the bison next to it, and hashtag the Cress apology. Those are going to be the hashtags that we use to kind of spread the information. And whenever you guys are tweeting out the contact information for the president and all of that stuff, use those hashtags. Use those hashtags in conjunction with some of that popular hashtags that are used by them. You know what I'm saying? Let's hijack their hashtags and put our message into it. That's what I think probably would be best to make this reverberate, and so that they know that there's a lot of people out here that are serious about this demand. Brother Raheem, did you want to add on, brother?
Yeah, peace of Black Power family. Absolutely, I wanted to add on. I think that this is phenomenal. This will be the first step, and if Howard University don't do the right thing, then we have to, you know, amplify our voice much louder by going to change.org and just, letting them know that we're not having it. And as you said in your letter, we should also let them know that we're gonna bring shame to that university. So that's right there is a given. And then after that, right, the apology, apologizing to her sister, putting it on the website, and then because everything is done with levels, and then we go for naming a building after her, you know and shit. If we can, they need to change the name of Howard University, because if anybody know the founder of Howard University, and the person is named after, it was a Civil War hero, a white person, and his name was General Oliver O. Howard. And believe it or not, as funny as this may sound, he was a commissioner of the Freedmen's Bureau, a white man, a white man, a commissioner of the Freedmen's Bureau. Now, the inception of what Howard University was to become and how it started, it was a missionary for black preachers. Now, it came a long way, but it can come down. It can crumble if they don't do the right thing. And what we got to be mindful of is the timing of her firing was done at a pivotal moment. This was a time in history. I don't know if many of y'all have seen Tony Brown's journal, where she debated a white supremacist eugenist named Dr. William Shockley. And the brother Sincere, he rap about him in his song. But this was in 1974. And if I'm not mistaken, she got fired in 1975. Now, during this debate, she was talking about the genetic inferiority of white people, and she was debating someone that at that time was a Nobel Prize winner and who believed that blacks was inferior, and she crushed him. So that happened. She released the papers, the Cress Theory, and then all of a sudden she's fired. And you would expect this from a white institution, but for a black institution to do that is a tragedy, and they have to right that wrong. And we're going to continue to apply pressure until it's done. And I yield the mic.
Actual fact. Thank you for that, brother. Thank you for that history lesson right there. And for anybody that's not familiar with Dr. Francis Cress Welsing and haven't read the ISIS papers, I suggest that you do so. Really, 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 I would suggest that you do so. I would even submit to you that if you have not read that book and you don't know about the work of Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, you really do not understand white supremacy, what it is, and how it works. And so you need to get up on game and get very familiar with Dr. Frances Cress Welsing and her work. But for those that may be a little bit unfamiliar, I'm going to read just a piece of this article to tell you a little bit about her. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's just a little excerpt from here that I'm going to read to you guys real quick. So it started off talking about her parents and her childhood and her upbringing and all of that stuff, and then it goes into later in 1969, Dr. Welsing wrote the Cress Theory of Color Confrontation, a paper that further broke down the relationship between white supremacy and the world's people of color, specifically the heavily melanated people. Within the paper, she gave attention to a statement made by the Black Caucus of the American Psychological Association, which stated racism was the number one mental health problem in the nation and was the number one cause of mental health problems. Around this time, Dr. Welsing met a brilliant man named Neely Fuller Jr., who helped her understand that racism was a system of domination and control of every major area of human activity. Fuller Jr. is the author of the book entitled Independent Compensatory Code System Concept Textbook, a compensatory counter-racism code. The Cress Theory of Color Confrontation was officially published in 1974 and was the first of Welsing's major published works. In 1975, Dr. Welsing began having troubles with the administration at Howard University. She was denied tenure with the university because of her controversial views about racism, homosexuality, and white supremacy. The dean of the medical school did not want to promote Dr. Welsing from an assistant professor to an associate professor because of her views. The situation was officially reviewed by the university officials because the medical school committee voted to promote Dr. Welsing, but the dean was against the promotion. In 1975, Dr. Welsing was fired by Howard University without any substantial reason other than being afraid of Dr. Welsing's views against white supremacy. In February of 1974, Dr. Welsing participated in a debate against a white man named Dr. William Shockley on television show Tony Brown's Journal. The debate centered on Dr. Shockley's claiming that blacks were not suffering from racism, rather they are genetically inferior beings compared to whites. Dr. Welsing used her research and superior intellect to systematically tear Dr. Shockley to shreds and damning his false claims. Black people have never been and never will be genetically inferior to whites or any other race of people. And so, again, family, if you're not up on Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, that's your homework. That's your homework after this space right here. Dr. Ma'ad, did you want to add anything else?
No, I think that you and Brother Raheem, I think you all did a beautiful job just speaking about her work. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that you did that because we don't want to assume that everyone is familiar, right, with the work of Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. So thank you so much for, giving the audience an overview of her work and giving them a picture, a clear picture of who she is. And so I hope that will this recording be available after we end?
Yes. It'll be available on Nikki's profile here, and I'll also put it on my YouTube page as well.
Okay, great. Because if it's on your YouTube, then I can share it to my YouTube. Okay, great. All right,
Right.
but I think you all did a wonderful job, and we just have to spread the word and keep on going, until they do apologize. And I agree with Brother Raheem that if they don't, then we go to change.org and we get a petition. We get a petition started. And so that's all I have.
Nikki, were you able to get the contact information up on the jumbotron?
Yeah, it's up there. It's on the second slide right now. I'm just having problems getting one of the articles up, but the contact information is up there already on
Okay.
second slide. I don't think the jumbotrons are available on the recording though. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Okay. So just so we can have it here on the audio for people that watch the replay on YouTube and everything, they won't be able to see that. You are correct. So the contact information at Howard University is 202-806-2500. That's 202-806-2500. And the email is hupresident@howard.edu. hupresident@howard.edu. So that's the contact information where we want to basically harass their life and make these demands very clear. Again, like Dr. Ma'a was saying, some of the emails that she saw, some people weren't as tactful or diplomatic about their approach. And I'm not going to tell anybody, how they should go about it. You know what I'm saying? But um, a lot of times, you can catch more bees with honey, or however that saying goes. However that saying goes. But yeah, do what you feel. Do it the way that you feel it should be done on the inside. But I want everybody to just be diligent about it, follow through about it, and we're gonna press the issue to make sure that this gets done. And I do have to bring this up. I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. The name of the president at Howard University is Wayne A.I.Frederick. And just so the family knows, the president of Howard University is not a foundational Black American. He's actually from Trinidad. I don't know if he's from Trinidad or his family's from Trinidad, but he's a Trinidadian American scholar, surgeon, and a university administrator. And so I just had to put that out there, and you could take that how you will. Um, if anybody wants to add to the conversation, Nikki, just have them raise their hands and you can bring them up if they want to ask a question. I don't know how much time you got with us, Dr. Ma'at, but people may have some questions for you before we let you get out of here.
Absolutely. I'm right here.
Real
All right,
quickly,
cool.
anybody that didn't get the email or the phone number, what you can do is go to the Jumbotron screen and take a screenshot of it. So that's what I did. And what we need to do is, put it up on your Instagram, put it up on your Twitter. Let this, we gotta get this thing rolling because, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing wasn't just, a figurehead that we know of. She was beloved in the community, outside the community, and anybody that she ever came in contact with that was on code. And the day that she returned to the ancestors, she was trending on Twitter. So once again, if Howard University doesn't do the right thing, she's going to trend again because we're going to make this happen. Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe. Ashe.
I say. And by the way, family, make sure that you guys are subscribed to Dr. Ma'at's YouTube channel. Dr. Ma'at, what's the official name of the YouTube channel?
They just type in Dr. Dr. Oya, OYA, and my aunt, it should pop up. MAAT. It should pop up.
Dr. Oya Ma'at on YouTube. Make sure you guys are subscribed to her there and make sure that you follow her on Instagram as well. It's dr.ma'at underscore, right?
Yes.
Yeah, at dr.ma'at underscore on Instagram. And you guys make sure that you're following me as well. I'm at Sincere Love to God on all social media platforms, including YouTube and everything else. Just type in Sincere Love to God and follow my brother Raheem Shabazz. Let him know where you could be found at, brother, and Nikki, the God, you as well.
You can follow me at Raheem Shabazz on every social media platform, and it's RAHIEMSHABAZZ.
I'm gonna be posting everybody's contact info in the comments as well. So they can go to that from this video. Everybody's contact information will be available.
All right, put yours in there too. I want to make sure that everybody's following you as well. Um, And so, yeah, if anybody wants to come up and make a comment or ask a question, you could start bringing people up now.
Okay, okay, I see Tim some more. Tim some more. You can go ahead, and then after that, Ben, if you want to speak, you can raise your hand, and you'll go after Tim.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Okay.
Okay, thank you for letting me speak. I'd like to thank Nikki for putting on this space and also our co-host, also our two co-hosts, and also Dr. Mayat for breaking up this topic, something that's been long overdue for a long time. Great family. Mrs. Love. I wasn't even aware that she wasn't actually in her home and stuff like. I've actually heard her interviewed on the cows a couple times. When Gus T. Renegade would actually invite her back. You know, that's one of the many places where you can actually hear Dr. Welsing in the wild, sort of just speaking for hours about a lot of different a lot of different things about her Cress theories. You know, again, great family. Her sister Barbara Cress Lawrence. You know, her husband was Robert H. Lawrence, one of the first astronauts who was actually killed back in the day. He was actually going to be one of the first astronauts, but he was actually killed. You know, training a racist suspect. You know the racist suspect survived. Mr. Lawrence did everything he could to make sure he survived, but in the process, he ended up passing away. You know, great, you know, just great family. Story that, you know, doesn't really get talked about. Dr. Welsing talked about that story a lot, you know, about the racism and stuff like that. You know, she just had like great thoughts on why were so many what were driving so many black people crazy, you know, and it was just the racism stuff, you know, and just so many different studies that she's done that a lot of people don't know about, you know. I think she, you know, she had like many patients that she talked about you know, the effects of marijuana, you know, like different things like that. And it's just quick, you know, just listen to her think and just, you know, reading her books and I've read it like a few times, you know, because so many things have come to pass. You know, like on the Cal's broadcast, you know, he uses, you know, a lot of people who listen to Gus T. Renegade, you know, sometimes if I see certain things on the internet and I know it's related to the Cress Welsing theory, I would always use the hashtag a Welsing moment. And it would just see a Welsing moment where you had white guys start talking about guns or balls, and you know they'll make, you know, like thing a sexual thing. So it's kind of really something. I think this is something that's long overdue, and I hope we actually can get something, get a ball rolling. Yeah, I remember I actually went to one in DC. I actually went to one of her. You know, she would do this thing like almost every month, where you would go and you would listen to her and stuff like that. Talk a lot of the they still have a lot of recordings up. You can find them on the internet. Um, like I say, great lady, didn't get a lot of the respect that she deserved. A lot of people attacked her. You know, that Timothy Wise called her work pseudoscience. You know, and a lot of people got at his ass. I was one of them. Um, just you know, I just want to end it right there. Like I said, I hope we can get this started. And thank you, Dr. Mayat, for coming in and speaking on this.
No problem, brother. And thank you. And I appreciate, you know, you sharing, you know, and that's what I've been saying. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing was doing a number of things, like you said, brother, that people just don't know about, you know, and like you said, brother, just, you know, reiterating what you said, this is long overdue, long overdue. But thank you so much, brother, for sharing.
Real quickly
Yeah.
too, I just pinged Tariq Nasheed. Hopefully he comes in and join as well. And I just sent him a text to his phone. But he was another one that was a big supporter of Dr. Cress Welsing, and she's also in Hidden Colors, and she's also in my last documentary. I had interviewed her when she was in Atlanta, and she has a great spirit, and just like the brother said, when she, you know, transitioned over to the ancestors, there was a lot of vitriol from you know, Tim Wise, a couple of handkerchief head Negroes, you know, what's his name, Mark Anthony, what's his name, Mark Anthony Hill,
Mark Lamont Hill.
Mark Lamont Hill, and
Yvette
he's
Carnell.
Yvette Carnell, and we brought it to him. The same energy we had for them two, we're gonna have for Howard University if they don't issue a public
That's
apology.
true.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Brother Tim, I hear that. I hear that Baltimore accent too, brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Baltimore in the building. I want to acknowledge a couple people in the room as well. Shout out to our sister D Tubman. Thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing this out on your platforms as well. Shout out to Afro Elite. I see you. Um, Beatzilla Jeff. Well, I see my co-host in the building. Shout out to Nicety Girl. Again, you guys make sure you all subscribe to the YouTube channel at Sincere Love to God. That's my co-host right there, NYCTEE down there. So guys, make sure you guys are following her as well. Brother Wartox, I appreciate you. I know you you said you was gonna have the recording of this ready for me so we could repost it and all that. um, Dr. Kenny, Sister Star, thank all you guys for being here. And again, make sure that you guys are tweeting this out and using the hashtags as well. Am I forgetting anything, Nikki? I know you're more organized than me, and you got some notes over there. So, am I forgetting
Yeah,
to bring
I
anything
thought
up?
I was sitting here talking. I apologize. I was sitting here talking and I was on mute. What I was thinking too is that we can at Howard University since they are on Twitter, and if or we can go onto their comments and flood their comments with requests. That could get their attention as well. So I know that they are Howard U. Let me see. I know I just had it.
Right, that's a good idea as well.
I'll put it in the comments and then I'll put it up on the Jumbotron just so you can take a walk over there and give them a piece of your mind and say what you want, but just include the information, who she is, what she did, why she was fired. Just like Dr. Mayat said, the fact that she's been vindicated at this point, and she deserves, her family deserves a public apology just based on the fact that we're in 2022, right? We're in 2022 right now, and everything that she said, it's like she was able to see the future. It's come to light. It's everything that she said has come true pretty much. So she has been vindicated. She is definitely one of our scholars, and we respect her, and it's time for them to do something to make up for the wrongs that were done to her. I'm going to end with just saying that we have to gatekeep what's being put out about our scholars. We can't just let people say anything they want to say about them. We have to be in control of what people's history will be, what people's legacy will be. And I think one of the ways to do it is to start out with demanding this public apology and getting started with the plans, just like our lovely Dr. Mayat said, the plans to make this get started on a building for her. So I think if we just continue to request this, I want to keep this space up, but on my page, but also on both of your pages as well, just so people know, because everybody doesn't look at this information at the same time. You'll have people who won't even hear about this for a couple of weeks, so it's going to be out there, and I honestly can feel in my heart that we are going to be successful if we just stay on it and keep this these both of these hashtags going. And I'll yield my mic at that. Thank you.
Hey, Nikki, I just wanted to say real quick, most of the stuff that you have up in the Jumbotron, even though people can't write it down, anything like that, you can just go in and click on it and just bookmark it, and it'll save for people to come back later. That's just the flyer for anybody who want to save stuff.
Right. Please, yeah, just the bookmark. Yeah, just keep it on there. And as often as possible, use these hashtags and, get them trending. We can get this done.
All right, and Nikki, when you said the
That's true.
comments, where are the comments on here?
Okay. All right. So you can look above in the Jumbotron and click on any of these links, because nothing is in the Jumbotron that's not part of. It's the space is on my page, right? It's the only thing that's it's the latest thing that's on my page, and I'm going to pin this space to the top of my page. So when you come to my page, all you're going to see is this about Howard University. I do have something else pinned up there now, but I'm about to unpin that and pin this up. And so all through the comments of that will be information to help people navigate through this process.
Got you. Okay, got it, got it. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
All
All right,
right.
cool. So again, those hashtags are shame on Howard U with the bison and hashtag the Cress apology. Go ahead, Ben. You were gonna say something?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Go ahead, sir.
I am able to hear you. Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you. You can go ahead.
Okay.
Unless
Actually,
Sincere, were you done, or
oh,
is it okay
No, go
for him
ahead.
to
Go,
go? Okay.
go ahead and speak, brother. You good?
all right. I just want to, Sincere, can you send me that PDF so I can send it to the student body at Howard? And I actually had questions for Dr. Maya. I was wondering if you have got in contact with Dr. Carr, Dr. Beatty at all at the Afro department.
I've reached out to Dr. Carr via email several times, and I have yet to get a response. I was told by Brother Omawale Africa that they said he's terrible with email, but they told me you need to get on Twitter because he will respond to, tweets and things of that nature. But so to answer your question, brother, I've reached out to him, but I haven't gotten a response.
Okay, that was all. Thank you.
And by the way, I sent you the PDF, and anybody that I do send the PDF to, bear in mind that it will expire in 48 hours. So if you need to just copy it and paste it to your notes or whatever, it will expire in 48 hours. So keep that in mind.
Brother Ben, you said the student body did, so do you attend Howard?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great.
Did anybody else want to speak? Just raise your hand, and Nikki will
I
give you a
wanted
mic.
to ask you. I wanted to ask you. Could you restate those hashtags again, please?
So hashtag shame on Howard U with the bison emoji. The bison is their mascot, I'm assuming. I just see that next to all of their hashtags. And so shame on Howard U with the bison emoji. And the other one is the Cress apology. So instead of the Cress theory, it's the Cress apology.
Yeah, and some people may or may not have that bison on their phone. I did finally find it on my phone as well. So
Afro has his hand raised if you want to bring Afro up.
he is a speaker, so he can just start speaking
Yeah.
whenever he feels comfortable.
Okay, I didn't want to interject. Thank you for letting me speak. Shout out to the host, Nikki. Shout out to you, and shout out to the co-host and everybody listening in the room. I have a lot going on right now, so I don't have too much to say at the moment. But I do want to say Dr. Frances Cress Welsing is a very important person in my life personally, not just because of the work that she has done and the wisdom that she has given me, because there was a certain point in time when I didn't understand why white people did what they did. I understood we live in a system of white supremacy, and all of the other master teachers, they were teaching about the system of white supremacy, but I was confused as the motive of white supremacy. I had no idea what we did for them to hate us, for them to have so much hatred for us, until I started studying Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. And then everything started to really click. All of the dots started connecting. So Dr. Frances Cress Welsing is definitely an icon to me personally. I take this issue very personal. I also want to say too that we have a younger generation growing up, a younger generation who are there. They're heavy on the propaganda. They're heavy on the agenda. And Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, with her genius and wisdom, was able to predict this years ago. And a lot of people didn't understand what she was doing back then. A lot of people didn't understand her genius back then. And now people are starting to see everything she prophesied is coming to fruition right now. So what they're trying to do is to promote this agenda that she already predicted years ago. They have to discredit her. And it's up to us as the people to make sure that they are unsuccessful with doing that. Because the people who don't defend their advocates will wind up having no advocates. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us, but her legacy is still very strong, and it's our responsibility to make sure her legacy continues. So I definitely wanted to come up and show my support to the host and the co-host, and to say the more it might seem like a big feat right now, but the more you actually use the hashtag, the more you actually put titles to your spaces, adding Howard University, emailing Howard University will respond. It might not take the first time or the second time, but if you stay consistent with it, Howard University will have to address it. So that's definitely something that I feel like us as a people should be doing for her. And I land there.
Thank you for that, brother. And yes, indeed, you make a great point about her teachings and helping it bring clarity to you about the why. Because if you guys go on YouTube and look at some of her lectures and look about when she appeared on Phil Donahue's show, she spoke about how she looked at it through the lens. She looked at it through the lens of a psychiatrist. She's a psychiatrist, and so her thing was to discover the why. You know what I'm saying? What is the motive? Just like our brother said. And so that was the basis of her work, answering that question, why? You know what I'm
And
saying?
she
And
also used evidence just based on everything that was happening. So everything was based on evidence, logic, and people's subconscious behavior. So it's not like she was just pulling something up out of nowhere. Everything she said was proven to be factual. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, that's right and exact. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Did anybody else have their hand raised? Because if not, we can go ahead and end the space. Y'all know I'm not crazy long winded like that. I said what I had to say. Y'all have the marching orders. Y'all have the calls to action. Everybody knows what needs to be done. Please continue to share and spread this message and the contact information for Howard University. And let's be diligent about it, family. Let's get this done. Let's do this for our ancestor. Let's do this
Someone's
for
coming up to
Mama
speak.
Lauren, who is still living. Say again.
Coming up to speak. I apologize because you sounded like you were closing,
No, no,
and
no. It's
we.
fine. If somebody wants to speak, it's fine. If somebody
Okay,
wants to speak, it's fine.
go ahead, Bezilla.
Hey, 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 peace, black first to everybody in the room. And shout out to you, Nikki, and shout out to all the other speakers and Dr. Mayat. Um, I just want to chime in on the part to where it seems like they were trying to prevent the doctor from warning her people. And that's even more of an egregious thing when you think about it, because what she was putting out there is absolutely the truth. She predicted what we were going to be facing, and that is literally a warning. So we could have been, well, some of us did, of course, some of our parents were paying attention and was, made sure we knew what was up. But that should have been a wide HBCU type of understanding versus shunning it. So I really hope that this starts the ball rolling and it's a chain effect throughout other institutions that do this type of stuff. Because how many people have spoke like Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, telling the truth, being right in 2022, and not even around to even see that they were right. That sister absolutely deserves to be vindicated, and I hope this just sparks something in somebody to say no more of this. And when we have warning signs, let's protect our advocators, please. And with that, I will land my plane, y'all. Be one.
Thank you, B Zilla. And yeah, Dr. I love what you said about getting them to have a class on the ISIS papers. Imagine if that class was already in place for the last 3, 4 decades. You know what I'm saying? How more prepared our people would be if people were coming out of that university after taking a class on the ISIS papers. So that's definitely something that I'm gonna edit my note to include. You know what I'm saying? As far as the list of demands, when I contact them again, because I already sent it to them once, but I'm definitely going to be contacting them again. And when I revise it, I'm definitely going to include that demand right there, because I think that that's something that's very important, even more important than just naming a building after her. That would be fly, but that's still a symbolic thing. You know what I'm saying? But to have a class teaching the ISIS papers, oh, that's very tangible. Have people leaving that university with that weaponry. You know what I'm saying? To go out into the world with. Brother Tim, I see your hand up. You can go ahead and speak.
Yeah, when she used to do her classes on at Howard, there used to be a pamphlet that she would give out. She would pass out and stuff like that. I'll try to see if I can find mine. If I can find it, I'll try to repost it. But I just wanted to just give three of Dr. Welsing's predictions. Dr. Welsing predicted Donald Trump would be president. That's one. Dr. Welsing predicted that you would see black men running around in dresses. That's two. Dr. Welsing predicted that they would legalize marijuana, and it would be actually harder and more difficult for the average black person to prove discrimination or racism on the job. So those were like three. I could actually go on. There are several more, but those were like three of the main ones that she kind of like talked about a lot, about her predictions of things she would, she just kind of saw. I wish she was actually alive to see how, especially the agenda that's going on today. But we have, we have that small percent that Barack Obama gave rights to, where in the bill, the civil rights bill over the past 50 years, nothing changed, where black people actually moved back, and sexuality moved in front of all of that. So I would actually like to hear her theories today on what she would actually think about it. Because again, all of us here who've actually read that book and listened to her speak, we know it all came true. She kind of it's just really something to think about. And I'll end right there.
Yeah, I like to add on to that, because one of the things that she predicted was that, and she stated, was that white people exhibit a kind of fear that black genes would erase their recessive whiteness. And we seeing that today. Just in the last 2 weeks, they had the white baby challenge, where they was telling all the white Karens that they need to be fruitful and multiply, because they're being extinct. We see what happened with the Roe versus Wade, where they did that so they can start procreating. So I think a lot of things that she predicted is definitely coming to light today. And I'll land my plane.
Yep.
Yep.
They
Yep.
even have Elon Musk. They even have Elon Musk promoting their shortcomings, so to speak, saying he wants white people to produce more.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. They're in a state of natural decrease right now, and that's what a lot of what we're seeing is about. Even with the whole LGBT agenda and all of that stuff, the non-procreative lifestyle that's being pushed on Black society. Like my brother said, with the Roe v. Wade situation and all of these people um, talking about making more white babies and all of that stuff. When the president, whatever his name is, I forgot the man's name. When the president was in that Zoom call with those civil rights misleaders, he talked about their numbers dwindling. Say what?
I say Jim Crow Joe.
Yeah, Jim Crow Joe, that's his name. Thank you. But yeah, when he was yelling at them old civil rights retreads in that Zoom call, he started talking about how they're going to become a minority. It's going to be a white minority in this country and all of that. So yeah, everything that she was saying was right and exact, man. And that's the point. That's the point of this whole conversation. That's the reason why the apology is more than warranted. And like I said in the letter, as historically Black university,
they should be proud to do it. You know what I'm saying? This should be a piece of cake for them. Like, yo, you know what? Y'all right. Y'all right. And they should be asking questions about what they can do to make this right. You know what I'm saying? That should be the response. If we're not getting responses like that, then we know what we got to do to take it to the next level.
That's right. That's right.
But if y'all remember, Howard has always had this practice of doing black people dirty. You know, here in Baltimore, we had Vivian Thomas. Vivian Thomas went to both Morgan State, you know, to try to get credits for his work of him being a doctor, and another place he went to is Howard. Both places refused him. So Howard has been on, you know, they've just been on the dirty track for a long time. All right. Is there any more?
We have
any
one
more
more.
hands raised?
Black Alpha is going to come up and speak, and we have. So that's the last one. Thank you. Go ahead.
Black Alpha, you up?
I appreciate it, everybody. Much respect to the host. Much respect to everybody in the room. I definitely had to stop by and, give my support and give my love and admiration for Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, a pillar in our community, someone who's taught a lot of people. And, as we speak about giving classes for for her teachings, I've actually already started. I play her videos for young people that I know. And it's completely overwhelming. And there's a lot of emotion in the room, and I'm giving them a clear insight. And just from the small amount of time that I showed them, they already start to pick up on things and they start to use it in their everyday average lives. And you can start at a young age. And this is something that we got to continue to do, because her legacy and her work does live amongst us all. Everybody in this room, we permeate the same energy that, she gave to us. This is a lady who went actually to Europe and embedded herself in that society. So as Sister Nikki was saying, this is evidentiary stuff that she was speaking of, no conjecture at all. She actually embedded herself in Europe. And I actually been to Europe multiple times, and everything that she would speak about, I would literally see. But I actually went over there already knowing what she had spoke of. So I had that extra, advantage over a lot of people who go there blindly. So she went over there in the midst of, the beast, or in the midst of, the enemy, or whatever you choose to refer to them as. And she actually gathered information that she left for us, to all learn from. So everybody at a young age, literally just last month, I was playing a lot of her videos and some of her teachings to kids 7, 8 years old. 7, 8 years old, and allowing them to know, you could always start early and getting to the point where you understand the dominant society and what we all deal with. We've all learned from, her teachings, as well as our other pillars, and we have to protect them. We are all in an era right now where they're trying to erase all of the legacy of anybody who supported, Black people, foundational Black Americans, so on and so forth. So we have to make sure that we're the ones who protect it. That's past, present, and future. Everything that she's predicted has came true. We've all watched it. So it's to the point now where we are, we have to continue what she's doing. And I actually want Howard University not only give an apology, I want a full retraction of what they said about a complete retraction of any wrongdoings of her or anybody that has supported Black Americans, Black people all across the world. No wrongdoings, no wrong statements, anything. If you've done this wrong, then you need to come back. Right now, everyone sees what's going on with the female that got Emmett Till killed, and people are on them right now. So right now we have the opportunity to be the era that actually gets reparations pushed forth to actually bring forth justice for the female who got Emmett Till killed. And we're the ones that are going to retract wrongdoings for Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. So we all should stay on it, continue the legacy of everything she spoke of, everything that she's taught, lessons. Make sure you pass that knowledge on. It's good, to obtain her knowledge, but it's not good if we just keep it within ourselves and don't spread it. She's left us a legacy that is there to read and for for us to hear and listen and watch. So everyone should take what she told us, show the youth, show older people, anybody doesn't get it, anybody who's blind to the situation or blind to the facts. You can always do it. And if we all do a little, then we all do a lot. So in the spirit of her, I salute everybody in the room. I salute everybody who stands, for this side. And I want everybody to understand that no matter what goes on and no matter what happens, we are all in this together. And always keep an eye on these people, not just by what we hear or what we get told about them, by actual evidentiary solidified facts in which our beloved has presented to us. So salute to everybody. Everybody stay vigilant, stay safe.
Powerful, brother. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Thank you for that. Thank you for your energy, man. I definitely appreciate that. And man, 100%, 100% right and exact. All of this that we are doing
is part of the reparations. All of this that we are doing is part of the process of dismantling the system of white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? Undoing all of these injustices and replacing them and repairing the damage that was done. This is all a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So let's not just look at it like it's a small thing that we are doing. Somebody was about to jump in. I don't know who I cut off.
I think that was Afro.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something real quick. Too often when we have these calls to action, people support in the spaces, and we actually need people to individually support. Sometimes retweeting is cool, but it's better to make your own tweet. I'm just letting that be known, just as far as like how the algorithm is gonna go. And because retweeting and adding people in one individual tweet can get marked as spam in the algorithm. And when we're talking on the subject that we're talking on now, you have the algorithm that's naturally going to be against us and give us a lot of flack and pushback. So it's a lot better for people when if they want to get involved, for them to make their own individual tweet, their own individual email. It could be the copy of somebody else's tweet or their own, email or whatever the case may be, but you have to post that on your page yourself, not just retweeting. Not saying retweeting is bad, but I'm just giving advice for people who might not be familiar with the tactics, the notorious tactics of this algorithm.
Thank you for that. That's good information right there. I actually didn't know that myself. So yeah, definitely thank you for that. So, and not just Twitter either, family. You know what I'm saying? We have family that are on other platforms that don't have Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So put it on your Instagram, put it on your Facebook. Make your TikTok videos if you're a content creator, whatever the case may be. Be creative as possible with spreading the word and spreading this message and getting the information out there. You know what I'm saying? Utilize whatever your skill set may be, whatever may be within your wheelhouse to get the word out. You know what I'm saying? To make it spread. Um,
And
I'm
on
seeing
top of
it. Go ahead, Nikki.
And on top of that, too, if you have any information that you feel we should share, drop it in that thread. Um, I am totally open to anyone else who wants to help with this. So even though this is Dr. Bayat's baby, this was her idea, but we just want to help.
Yes, indeed. Um, all right. So again, we don't have to be in here all night, family. Dr. Ma'at, is there anything that you would like to say in closing?
No, I was just sitting back here taking everything that everyone, and it's again for folks who are just joining, please excuse my voice. My voice is deep and raspy, but it's not this raspy. I've been speaking at different camps and teaching all week and there's no microphone, so I got to constantly project my voice. But I was just sitting back, taking it all in and listening to everyone's sentiments about Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. And I just appreciate Nikki to God and sincere love to God and brother Raheem Shabazz and all of you on this call for just being serious about this. We're going to get it done. We just have to be consistent, and we got to keep on, we just got to keep on keeping on. We will win. I know our ancestors and our elders always say we will win, and we will. And we just have to keep the Imani, keep the faith that we will win. And so I just appreciate everyone on this call. Let's get to work, family. Let's get to work. Let's hashtag. Let's email. And I agree with you, sincere love to God. I'm emailing more than once. I emailed once on last Friday. So I need to email again. All right. And so let's email, and don't just email one time. Email over and over again. If you email every other day or, once or twice a week, but let's flood them with emails. Let's at them on Instagram and on Twitter. Let's flood some of their posts with comments, and let's just spread the word and get to work. It's not a doubt in my mind that we can get this done and that we will win. And so with that, family, I digress. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your week and a blacktastic weekend.
And Dr. Ma'at, before you slide real quick, again, let everybody know where they can follow you at, your YouTube channel, and anything that you may have coming up that you want to promote as well. Please do so.
Absolutely, family. So please follow me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter now, and I probably have like 2 followers, right? Because I created a Twitter page in order to speak with you all today and to be with you all today. But my Twitter page now is Dr._Maat, M-A-A-T. I'm also on Instagram as at Dr.MAAT_. And you can also connect with me on YouTube. My YouTube page is, if you just type in Dr. Oya Ma'at, my YouTube page should pop up. And I know that Sister Nikki the God said that she was going to put my social media information in the description. And so, and Sister Nikki, can you also inbox me again on IG? Because I think you did send me a video clip talking about the need for us, the need to demand an apology from Howard. I don't know if you sent me the clip or if Sincere Love the God sent me the clip, but if you all can send me that clip, because I'm going to take it and I'm going to circulate that clip as well.
Okay. We'll take care of that in the background. And I just posted your social media information in the Jumbotron. So for some reason, I couldn't find it after I put it in the comments. So I was just looking for it. So I apologize. But it's up there now. I want everybody to please follow Dr. Ma'at on Twitter. She's somebody very important who you need to follow. She's a great scholar. And I'm so honored that you joined us today. And I want to thank everyone else who came here and spoke and shared. Thank you so much. Sincere Love the God. Sincere Love the God.
That's
Hey
me.
everybody, he named me too. He made me change my name.
To
Thank
Nikki,
you. Thank you,
the
right?
God.
Yeah, and it's fitting. It's fitting. It's
It's
putting him up.
definitely fitting.
Yes, it is. And I appreciate him for it. He's a really good friend. Raheem Shabazz, thank you so much. I admire you more than you know. Thank you to all my dear friends on stage, Black Alpha, Afro Elite, Tim Samora, Beatzilla, and everyone in the room, D Tubman, Nice D, Wartox, all of my dear friends who thank you for everyone for coming. And with that, if no one else has anything to say, I'm just going to end this space now because I feel confident that people are going to follow through and keep getting the word out.
Nikki,
Mm-hmm.
Nikki, let Brother Raheem say any final words he might want to say before we
I
go.
apologize, Raheem. Go ahead.
Final words. Whew. What can I say? This was a monumental moment in time, and we got work to do. Let us remain resilient in getting this done. You know, our ancestors and a lot of our elders, they used the bullhorn to get their message out. We got the algorithm. So we're going to use this algorithm. We're going to get this message out to our people and make it happen. And in closing, I just want to let everybody know there are 2 types of black people: those who want to go back to picking cotton and those who see a need for a revolt in the slave quarters. And you just got to ask yourself, which one are you? Because right now, man, there need to be a revolt in America. And with that, I'm going to yield the mic.
Right. And I just want to thank everybody as well for participating and for doing your part to get this information out there. Remember the hashtags, family, the Cress apology, and shame on HU with the bison emoji if you do have that on the phone on your phone. I believe everybody got it on their phone though. But again, yeah, use those hashtags and remember Afro Elite's advice as well to do your post natively. You know what I mean? Not just retweeting, but creating your own tweets and posts on these social media platforms along with those hashtags in order to get it popping with the algorithm. And I'm gonna close like I always say on my platform. And Dr. Ma'at, I love what you said about qualifying people who are able to teach to the community. You know what I'm saying? I forgot exactly how you said it, but basically saying people need to be certified by somebody who is qualified. And on my platform, me and my sister Nicety Girl, we always like to remind everybody that we are not the master teachers.
You went out? I think he's muted. Do anybody hear?
I think he dropped out, but
No.
I think he dropped out, but
I still see him on here. His mic looks muted.
it does see it doesn't look muted from my end.
Oh.
We're going to ask co-host Nicey to take us out. She's going to finish and she's going to say what he was saying.
Peace, family.
Unmute yourself, sister.
Hey, peace, family. Thank you guys again for holding this space. I'm going to finish what my brother started before he was rudely interrupted. We are not the master teachers. We are only the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. Thank you to my sister, Nikki. Thank you to Mr. Raheem Shabazz. Thank you to my brother, Sincere, my sister, Dr. Mayat, and all our FBA family. I love you guys. And again, thank you for holding this space today. And we're going to do our due diligence and we're going to get our sister, our master teacher, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing's apology and vindicated today. Peace, family. Thank you.
Peace and blessings,
Okay.
everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Black self-respect.